Hi, I'm Dan McLellan, the Chargers Rapid Reporter for CBSSports.com, and this is the Chargers Rapid Report recap show where every single week I take a look at three of the reports, break them down, and give you a little bit more information going into each week's game. Although I've missed the last couple weeks, which you may have noticed, you've been following this show, and there is a good reason for that. My daughter Sandra Abigail McLellan was born on November 26th at 3:23 p.m., so I took a week off from the Rapid Reports, and a big thank you for Tom Krasovic for taking over for me. Well, I'm back, so let's take a look at the Buffalo game. Big game for both teams, sitting at 5-7. Both need to win if they have any chance of making the playoffs.
Running back Ryan Matthews rushed for 112 yards on 13 carries against the Jaguars on Monday night. It marked the first time in his career Matthews has rushed for more than 100 yards in consecutive games. Giving Matthews the ball helps make the Chargers' offense balance, and that is when they are most dangerous.
Sure, the Jacksonville Jaguars aren't the greatest team in the world, but there's a little bit more going on in the story on Monday night and why Phillip Rivers had such a great game, throwing 3 touchdowns, and Ryan Matthews rushed for over 100 yards. The vision when Matthews was drafted was that you would have healthy Antonio Gates on the field, and you would also have Vincent Jackson and Malcolm Floyd as your main wide receivers. That had not happened until Monday night, and we finally saw the result of it when it did happen. If those 4 players can stay healthy, along with Rivers, Matthews, Gates, Floyd, Jackson, then the Chargers' offense can be dynamic and put up the points that we have envisioned them doing.
Pressure on the quarterback is a standard key to the game. Bills quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick, however, is tied for 4th in the league in interceptions, while only being sacked 15 times, 28th in the league. The Chargers' defense has only 21 sacks, also 28th in the league. It may be wiser against Fitzpatrick to drop safeties back into coverage where they can get interceptions than it is to blitz the elusive quarterback.
Eric Weddle got another interception on Monday night, is now 2nd in the league with 6. If he can get his 7th interception this week against Ryan Fitzpatrick, then I think the Chargers have a good chance at winning the game. It's kind of strange to say don't pressure the quarterback, but when you look at Fitzpatrick's numbers of throwing interceptions, 14, while only being sacked 15 times, he is going to throw the interceptions whether he gets the pressure on him or not. I think it's much better for the Chargers to drop their safeties back into coverage than it is to try to blitz Fitzpatrick, who has been very successful at eluding the sack this week. So the defense, especially the secondary, needs to play good, tight coverage against the Bills. If they do so, there should be some opportunity to get some turnovers there, and that would be a big key for another victory.
Quarterback Phillip Rivers still leads the league in interceptions and total turnovers. Rivers, however, has not turned the ball over in the last 2 games. Last week, Rivers completed 22 of 28 passes for 294 yards and 3 touchdowns. If Rivers can have a similar performance against Buffalo without turning the ball over, then this will finally fall from being the number 1 key.
Hey, have you noticed? Phillip Rivers hasn't turned the ball over in 2 weeks. Well, there's a reason for that. For the first time in nearly 2 years, he has everybody healthy around him. All of his weapons are there for him. That means he doesn't have to force the ball into coverage. He can check down and find the open receiver when somebody is covered, and Rivers has done that and has been smart with the ball. Now, let's face it, the odds of the Chargers making the playoffs at this point are slim, but the light is still dimly lit at the end of the tunnel. At this point, the Chargers need to run the table, and a lot of things also have to happen in terms of the Broncos and the Raiders losing games. However, neither one of those teams are necessarily all that great. They're slightly better than the Chargers, and I think the Chargers are a better team than them if they are healthy. If they can stay healthy and Rivers can stay smart with the ball, there's still a faint hope that the Chargers can turn things around. Once again, I'm Dan McLellan, your Chargers Rapid Reporter for CBSSports.com. Please visit CBS Sports every single day for your latest Chargers information. You can also follow me on Twitter. My handle is San Diego Sports.